Hi everyone, so I'm making this video when really I'm meant to be in hospital. My doctor wanted me to go in hospital on Friday because my physical health is so bad and I'm trying to carry on, but I feel pretty horrendous. So you're gonna start to see bits of this in the videos that are coming up in the next weeks, but basically I was going to retract a statement from the police and they said no, I had to retract them all, which I didn't agree with, and they wrote a retraction statement. I got shown the retraction statement and it was full of lies. They basically filled it full of lies and information not relevant to a retraction. So I said to my solicitor what the lies were, and I'd arranged to go to see him on Tuesday the 9th with my ISFA, and ISFA is an independent sexual violence advisor, and they told the police that I was going and blah 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 whatever. In the meantime, I decided against retracting my statements because I didn't even want to retract them all. I just wanted to retract one so I could get counselling for that one event. I didn't want to retract them all, just that one. That was literally what I've been saying for a long time, and I can easily prove that with conversations that I've been having with numerous people about it. So I had a conversation last week, and basically from that conversation and other conversations I've been having, I've decided to not even retract the original statement, even if that was a possibility, but apparently it's not. So on that basis alone, I decided I weren't retracting anything, and I decided I was going to report other things to the police. Now this is two issues with this. One, last April I was put in an interview whilst severely under the influence, and I didn't plan on doing the interview. I got told the interview was being done by a DC called Melissa Chadwick, who had made my life hell and made me take an overdose, and I was going to go to the interview and confront her and ask her why she'd basically done the things that she'd done to me in the months leading up to it. I hadn't planned on doing the interview at all, so I got told the interview weren't going ahead, carried on doing what I was doing, and then the inspector turned up with another inspector and took me to the interview. And because of the state I was in, I don't think I gave the best interview, and 4 inspectors from Blackburn were told. One called Tim from CID, one called Paul, who was at PPU at the time but's now CID, one called Leah, who was at PPU, and one called Mark. They all got told I weren't happy with the interview, and if they wanted more information I was willing to give them more information, but not under that pressure. And we got told that if the inspectors wanted more information they would contact me. So I've gone nearly 18 months not knowing that they opened 3 cases. When police open cases and you've given a statement, they're supposed to inform you. They're supposed to inform you of who's investigating them. They're supposed to inform you of any progress they've made, and they're supposed to come back to you and ask you if you've got any more information. That has never happened. Not once during the investigations. I got told an ex-investigator called Paul Murphy was investigating them. Not one phone call from Paul Murphy until last week. I got 2 phone calls last week. One where I found out stuff that I wasn't meant to find out, and this is why Paul Murphy probably phoned me. Paul Murphy got on the phone, and basically, I'm not putting on the internet what he said to me because that's in the hands of my solicitor, but he basically told me I had to sign this statement, I had no choice to sign this statement, and that I was going to go to my solicitors today, and as you're watching this today, Tuesday the 9th at 2 PM, and I was going to sign that retraction statement, and told me I had no choice. Well, no mate, I do have a choice. I won't be signing that retraction statement. You're too desperate for me to sign that retraction statement, and you gave away a lot in the phone call. I'm not having an ex-investigator phoning me up and threatening me and bullying me and leaving me feeling suicidal, because since he phoned me last Thursday, I felt so low, I don't know what to do with myself. My physical health is so bad. My doctor wanted me to go in hospital, and I refused to go in hospital because for the last 2 years I've been refusing an operation because of how Blackburn Police have treated me. They've bullied me, they've pushed me into doing statements I didn't want to do, they've hounded me, they've lied about me, they've belittled me, and you know, I'd rather die and put up with being permanently unwell than have this operation that would ultimately save my life. So my doctor's not happy with me because I refused to go in hospital. I've been severely ill all weekend. I feel absolutely horrendous, but I'm not going in the hospital whilst this man is going around and not investigating properly. They've not investigated it thoroughly. They've investigated it to try and prove I'm lying. That's not a fair investigation. A fair investigation would be to inform the person that they're opening an investigation, contact them throughout, and let them help with the investigation. They got told straight away that I needed to give them more information, and they wouldn't let me. So that is unfair investigation. And then this Paul Murphy spoke to my ISFA, and he said, if Melanie has anything else she wants to report, she'll get treated like everyone else and she can report whatever she wants. When I told him I'd be making more reports, he told me I wasn't allowed to, then called me a liar, then told me I'd admitted to lying, which I've never done. I'm pretty sure if I'd admitted to lying to the things he told me I'd lied about, I would have been arrested and charged for it. I've not told anyone I've lied, so he told more lies, and he's going to get taken off these cases and have nothing to do with me, because if he doesn't, I'll have no choice but to go to the media with this, because this has gone on for 2 years and it's taken over my life for 2 years, and I'm refusing an operation because of the police. I'm not having this. I'm not going to my solicitor's at 2 p.m. because he's told me I had to and I have to sign a retraction statement. My solicitor already knew I weren't signing that retraction statement, and I'm not retracting them. And I'm not having him bully me, lie to me, belittle me, unfairly investigate them and ring me up when he's not been told to. And then his supervisor told my dad to tell me to forget what he said, because clearly he doesn't want me to tell my solicitor. Well, the police told me, because I've got a habit of not telling anyone when anything bad happens, that if something bad happens you have to tell someone. Well, I've told everyone. I told everyone what Paul Murphy said to me. I'm not going to hide what the police have done. I'm going to make it public knowledge what they've done, and if he's allowed to continue to have anything to do with me, I'm going to make sure everyone knows, because he shouldn't be allowed to bully me, to belittle me, and to ring me up and threaten me and tell me what I can and can't do. I'm not having it. I've been feeling so low since then, and I've refused to go in a hospital to get the treatment that I need because of how he's made me feel. He shouldn't be allowed to have anything to do with me. He's not even a proper police officer. He shouldn't be allowed to access the things he's been allowed to access, and he's clearly not investigated it properly, because if he would have done, they would have made arrests. They're letting people rape me and they won't do anything about it. So no, Paul Murphy, I won't be signing that retraction statement that you filled with lies. I haven't wrote it. You actually told me on the phone I wrote it. I haven't actually wrote it, and I've had nothing to do with that. There's one thing in there that I know that's been put in there by my doctor, and that's because you lot won't leave me alone and you make me suicidal. Leave me alone, Paul Murphy. And Tim, you know who you are. You need to take this man off these cases, because what he said to me out the phone is not only out of order, it's illegal. Your staff should not be ringing me. I'm not having this. I'm not being bullied anymore, and I'm not retracting my statement. Those things need investigating properly. The fact that you forced me into those interviews and let me do them under the influence, that's bad enough, but the fact that he's ringing me up and bullying me on the phone and threatening me, not standing for it.